Cool, so let's see how we get on with this. Last stream was a little bit of a tester, let's say. So I tried a few different things, a few different options. Basically, using this whole streaming service is quite new. I don't know how it went. It seemed like a lot of frames were dropped. I think mostly that's going to be to do with my internet being absolutely terrible. All I've done this time is to try and reduce the amount of frames per second. So that should reduce the upload that's used. And I've also plugged in the internet, but I don't think it'll make much difference. But hopefully you can hear me and we can follow along with the story. Quick reminder that this is a game that originally came out on sort of Nintendo DS in the early 2000s, originally like a Japanese game, and the idea behind it is that you play this lawyer, and the lawyer is pretty terrible at the start, but then we sort of like uncover bits of the evidence, so it's more like a detective game as much as a lawyer game, but given the legal side of it, I thought it'd be quite fun to have a play. So last time we completed our first case, and now we're going to move on to Season 1, Episode 2. Right, let's load this up. I've also turned the sound down this time. I don't know if it was too distracting before. We've got our phone ringing here. Hello, this is Maya. Let's see. Hey Maya, it's me. No, you haven't called in a while? Sorry, I've been so busy. So I think one of these people is like our boss. Our boss was this woman in the last game, and we'll see how she's getting on. Yeah, fire away if you've got questions. I'm sort of just chatting as well, and it's not too labour intensive, this game. This person in green is lonely. Oh, you've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favour to ask. I know. You want me to hold evidence for you. Sharp as always. God, we're just giving evidence out to like random people. A clock. So a clock was something that came up in the last episode as well. You may remember there was like this weird statue thing, but it was also a talking clock, which is pretty random. Conan had lectures at Huddersfield. Bloody hell, that was a long time ago. World trade law. No, I don't do anything with world trade law. I could struggle to understand international law, never mind trade. It's a clock. A clock. To look like. Oh, right. Well, we've seen this before. Now, I assume I'm not the only one who's getting this black background. I hope that we... So we've got papers inside this clock. So around the office at 9 PM. Well, yeah, one of the things we sort of learnt in the last game is that the timings seem to be really important for everything. So I'm just trying to sort of like make a note of all the different times. Oh, so this is Mia's sister then, right, okay. Right, so our boss is hiding away evidence at her sister's house inside the clock that we saw last time. That's fairly obvious. And joint tenant wants to sever the equitable joint tenancy. We have a tenancy in common for everything. Yeah. That's how it works. And you can. The other thing about severing joint tenancies is it's really easy to do. Like pretty much any person can just sort of declare that they're severing a joint tenancy, which is a little bit controversial, especially in the context of the family home. So severing joint tenancy is very easy. Once you do that, it just gets split along equitable lines. So normally that would be, say, a quarter each, like if there were 4 people, but say one person had contributed half of the purchase price money, then they would be entitled to half of the equity as well. Judicial review video. I don't even remember that. Right, let's back to this. Another call. Hope we actually get some pictures. Right, oh good. September 5th, 8:57 PM. Right, Fay & Co is maybe our law firm? Mia Fay, right. I see it right over there. That must be. How did they know that the someone's tracking their phone, tracking the papers? So this other person who is in our office, maybe like our other boss, now has the papers. Gathering information is my business, or maybe like a private detective. I should have been more careful. Ho ho. I mean, the problem is I don't want to do the voice for this question mark person at the moment, because I don't know whether they're male or female, but they're obviously like a bloke, the way that they're just patronising this poor woman. My dear Miss Fay, I am so very sorry. One more thing, your eternal silence. So is this our boss about to actually get killed in episode 2? This is pretty insane. It's like Game of Thrones stuff going on here. There she is. Unless it's her sister who's getting killed. And this is dude with the purple hair. He looks a little bit like the guy we had last time. Let's try and keep an eye on this. Judicial review video. I don't even know if I did a judicial review video, but thank you very much, Jack. Medical law or media law? Yeah, I don't really do media law. I never really studied that. I could look at it into a little bit. Medical law, yeah, that would be quite interesting to do at some point. Not on the timeline anytime soon. I think the only jurisprudence videos I did was the ones where they're related to television shows. I think the Game of Thrones one's still quite popular, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch as well did one. I always wanted to do a Star Trek one. Huh, that's strange. I guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood. Mia! Well, we might as well examine while we're here. What is going on? So we can move this around a wee bit. I don't think we'll find much here. This is going to be a waste of time. I don't know if there's anything with these papers. I kind of want to keep checking stuff, but on the other hand it's boring if he's just going to keep saying the same thing over and over. I don't even know how to get out now. No! How do I stop this nightmare? God, is there any bloody... Right, let's move on to the office. More blood from Phoenix. Sis? So these are these two. So I think that's our boss on the left, who's been presumably killed, and that must be her sister. Typical Japanese art style there. The strange girl dropped out cold. I left her lying on the office sofa. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. So let's see if she's alive. Christ on a stick. Body is still warm. Could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then all too quickly it began to fade, until finally she was cold. Dead. Imagine that. We better have a bit of a look around this crime scene. So we've got our statue here. It's not cute. Oh, okay. Right. Incredible dried blood. Another time that's the murder weapon. Okay, so we picked that up. This looks like it just turns yellow whenever it's on a clue, so hopefully that's going to be very helpful. Struck on the head with a blunt object. Right, so we've got that on the court record now. Just trying to add as much as we can to that, especially if there's going to be a trial. Although I wonder if this episode is going to be mainly more like detective work or something. Some shards of glass from the light stand. Right, okay. I'm not sure how useful this stuff is, but I guess you never know. Obviously we don't call the police when we find a dead body, we just start investigating the scene straight away, which is obviously what all lawyers should do. These clues are popping up out of nowhere. Right. It seems to be that if you have something written in blood, then it's implicating that it was Maya, the sister, who did this. We're going to get very confused between Maya and Mia, I imagine. So, department store from yesterday, so we've got another time to be aware of there. Got to assume that was Maya. Right, it seems to suggest there's no more clues, but that's turning yellow, so I reckon there might be something here. There's a large building right across from the office, so maybe someone else saw what was going on. The Gatewater Hotel, a nice luxurious place. So maybe someone would be, the killer might be able to see if Maya was in the office. Right, let's look at this lamp stand, because if we've got the broken glass that might be relevant. Ah, that's all. It looks all fairly standard stuff. Nothing much more to see, I don't think. Some files. Nothing on the computer from presumably 1993. God, that technology. And we've got a file open on counter there. Any voicemails? Oh right, we're calling the police. Right, here we go. That's funny. A few on the screws on the receiver. So were they taking it apart or were they using it as the murder weapon? Because we don't really know what the murder weapon was yet. The statue looks most likely because that's got the blood on it, but we never know. Someone screaming from the outside window. Oh goodness, there's someone there. Surprised this channel's not going to get censored if this game continues like it is. Right, well presumably if we've seen the woman across the road we're going to have to look out the window again, or... maybe we can try and move on. Oh. don't think it's going to let us. I'm trying everything here. Right, that girl, where did she just go? Put her right there on that sofa. Ah, so we've now lost the sister. Great. Oh, shine the light. Who are you? It's okay, I work. Maya Faye. So, right, okay, so we've got Mia writing this girl's name. Presumably it's the sister. Come on, get to this. Never thought there'd be useful evidence like this outside the courtroom. Let's talk to her. Right, let's just at least reveal that they are sisters. Sister, right, there we go. Mystery solved. That's over. This is taking ages. You were here visiting this late at night. Yes, she said she wanted to keep some evidence from her. Evidence? What's that clock? Right, okay, let's ask this question about what happened. I came in, the room was dark, and sis. Right, okay, so we don't think it was Maya, but then the question is, why was her name in blood on the receipt? Let's go back. This is strange. Examine's surely just going to be looking around the room again. I don't even know what present is. We could present her with the receipt, I suppose, and ask her why her name's in blood. I mean, it's not going to do much for her mental health, I don't think, but it's worth a go if we're going to get to the bottom of this. She wrote it on the back of this receipt. That's my name. Why? Why would she write my name? Please just calm down. Why would sis write my name? Right, so we're going to get in trouble for this, I think. And the police are now here. Oh, it's a detective. Detective Gumshoe, very original name. So family and child law, yeah, there's already a complete course on family law, including child law, so all of the Section 8 stuff, so you can see that on my website, uklawweekly.com/videos/family. The only thing to say is that obviously because it's an option subject rather than a core subject, there is a small price for that, but it's no more than you would pay for like a standard revision child. But yeah, the family law course, sort of finished that only a few weeks ago, so it's right up to date and pretty fantastic. Video on tracing in equity and common law, please. So tracing in equity was actually one of the most recent videos that we did. We sort of covered the 3 key rules with tracing, so I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't the powers and duties of trustees. I think it may have been the other one, but check out the recent videos. There is definitely one on tracing. It just doesn't have tracing in the title. Gumshoe, what an odd name. We received a report from the building across the Weesey. Got a person saying they saw a murder. This is the young lady. Anyway, I don't want either of you moving 1 inch, okay? Great, just great. Whoa! Excuse me. That's my name. So this detective is assuming that the note there is in her own blood, or in the victim's blood, which we don't actually know, and we also don't know whether it was actually the victim who drew it. With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name. Case closed, there we go, we sorted, people. Oh, good. I'm glad that's over. I think we're going to be defending the sister then, presumably. Just hope we've got everything from the office. Arrested on the spot. I was taken in for questioning, didn't get out until the next morning. Couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention centre. So we're going to help out Maya here, who it doesn't really look good for. I think the problem is that there's not really any other suspects. Right, in the detention room, they have Paul Mayer looked like a criminal. Good morning. Are you going to be my attorney? Imagine saying that. Sorry, not a chance. We're gonna ignore this game. Let's try and do the ethical thing here as good lawyers ourselves, and say it's up to the client to engage the lawyer. Even you, when you found me in the office, you looked at me like I had done it. Did I look at her like that? It's okay, I understand. And I also heard about you. Heard? Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Ah, here we go again. So this is the lass who died, who in the first episode we actually got to sort of have as our guiding hand, and now she's sort of already dead and sort of done a Ned Stark on us. He's a genius, wow, that's us. Give him 3 more years. Oh, maybe we might miss out on this case then. Well, there you go. That's good advice for all of the lawyers watching. You're just going to have 3 years before you can actually take a trial. I imagine there's not much we can do in the room. Let's start by having a chat with her again. That seems quite well. We'll just go top to bottom this time. Something I've always wanted to ask you. Oh, the outfit. This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes? Like people in religious training? What is it you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit... yeah, not weird, she's a spirit medium in training. So, oh, God. You're going to ask about bloody spirit mediums now. This is going to be a waste of time. The Fae family, especially the women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. Mia into that stuff, right. I hope that this doesn't turn into a thing where, like, during the trial, there's just going to be, like, calling on the spirits to answer our questions, because that is just going to be a terrible waste of time. How was the first class too? She's not going to try and connect with her dead sister, is she? Oh my God. Imagine like being a lawyer and asking a psychic to sort of get involved. Isn't that what they sort of did with like Madeleine McCann or something like that? Just try to sort of like get these spirits to ask where the dead person was killed. We can Well, that's out of the question then. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. Yes, that clock's shaped like the thinker. Right, well, she said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? I don't think we do more voices. Let's listen to this recording, I suppose, then. Detective has a cell phone. So we're going to make sure we get that recording. I'm not sure how useful this is. I mean, I guess it's good to have the evidence, but we'll see. Something the matter? I was wondering, could I ask you a favour? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. So we're not even going to be on this case, people. And well, I'm in trouble. Do you think you could go and ask him to represent me? Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. I have no one else to turn to. Apart from the lawyer. Parents. Oh, dead presumably. Trials tomorrow. Imagine that quick turnaround. I think they're doing things much more efficiently in Japan. Until 4 o'clock this afternoon. We've got to find this lawyer quickly then. Imagine like a lawyer wouldn't going up to like you as a lawyer and just saying, yeah, I've got a trial coming up. Can you do it tomorrow? We probably ought to go then. Let's stop wasting time. So this is presumably the person who we need to find. We can hopefully have a quick look at the... Oh, I thought the lawyer's details would be there, but presumably not. Let's make an assumption that we're going to Grossberg. Right, so this lawyer's out. We're going to go back later. I suppose it's not going to do any harm to examine. It shouldn't really go through people's private stuff, but is that the lawyer? I don't know what these statues are. Bookshelves with books. Never been read, just like any good lawyer's bookshelf. Got our desk here. This guy is earning. And likes to smoke as well. I don't think he's burning his money. Alright, I think the implication is that this person's expensive, so let's just get out of here. I've no idea where we're going. Back to these offices, I suppose. This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing. Sorry, I don't know where you're from somewhere. Wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't you? I guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Right. Sorry about that. That Butts guy, he was a killer. And you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent, this detective man. We could deliberately get his name wrong if we want, but we better not. At your service. That's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. And don't go calling me Dick. I don't even know what he's got behind his ear. Let's have a chat with him. Do victim first, I suppose. Autopsy. Now, don't you look at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get some special treatment. Alright, you can see the report, but that's all. Right, single blunt force trauma, which we expected. Death was instantaneous, so we know it was at 9 PM, time of death. And now the accused. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial you aren't going to win. City's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution. I'm sure you know what that means, you being a lawyer and all. Is that now who this Edgeworth is? That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. I have no idea who he is. And you call yourself a lawyer, pal? About 4 years ago, this Edgeworth guy became a prosecutor at the age of 20. Everyone says he's a genius. Surprised you don't know him. Forged evidence, imagine that. Right, okay, so that's stuff there. Don't think we can really present him with anything. Aha, we could get the conversation. Here we go, we got it. I'm not sure what we're telling him straight or not telling him straight about. Presumably whether there is actually a conversation on there. Let's get tricky with it. So we're trying to get the strap. Isn't he just going to take the strap off? We might be in trouble here. Aha, we got it. Check the court record to hear the conversation. Hopefully we don't have to turn the sound on for that. It should just be a transcript. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to that witness. Anyway, you'd better not. No influencing the witness with your lawyerly ways, pal. Don't even know where she is, presumably across the way in the hotel, but I don't even know if we're allowed to go there yet. April, May, of course. With her sister June, July, presumably. Not going outside the room, so she's got to be in the hotel then. You got that right, pal. Let's check this conversation, because I'll forget about it otherwise. What's up, you haven't called him? This is the conversation we had at the start, isn't it? See you tonight at 9. That was the time she died. We've not really got a second suspect yet. Let's go. Let's get to the hotel. Oh goodness, here she is. You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. Tee-hee. Gee, this is all like something out of a movie. It's all so exciting, I can hardly contain myself. Let me go freshen up. I can look the part of the beautiful eyewitness. Right, so we can have a look around the room in the meantime. Looks like there's something popping out of this drawer here. I don't know what the screwdriver is. No touching. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that she looks like she's in trouble, but she was right across the way, so she couldn't have hit the woman over the head. We're not going to get much out of her, are we? Right, let's lead in with this. What did she actually see? Observe incident. You sound just like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary. You know that thing occurred and happened, the bad thing. What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it. Pretty please? Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll just have to come to court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer. God, this chick is hard work. No offence to her, but... this is going to be a long conversation. She's telling us absolutely nothing. We're getting nothing from this girl. 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you? Well, we're out. Nothing from her. There's really not much else we can do. So sun's coming through the window. I wonder if her view is obscured at all. It'd be good if we could. So she could be able to see it. Might not be able to see who it was. And got the 2 glasses. I think that's pretty much it. And she's not going to like it if we go back to this. Well, I think we're going to have to move on. Can't present her with anything. Where should we go now? suppose we could try going back to this lawyer again. Oh. Ah, so you're the one they said have been looking for me. Yes, that's me. That badge on your collar. Ah, so you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, well, yes. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Here's our lawyer then. Does he know Mayor? So all of a sudden he's gone from having nothing to do to hearing the name Mayor and deciding not to take the case. Which is very suspicious. There's something fishy going on here, I'll tell you that. Let's play softball first with the painting. It's quite a painting. Ah, you noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The colour of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. 3 million, blinking it. It's not for sale. So he obviously knows Mia. So our boss used to work for this chap then. Now she's dead. Does he also know the sister then? And why is he saying no? I'm not going to get much out of him, I don't think. Is he going to kill us? I'm terribly, terribly sorry, but I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy. This is weird. No one's taking on the case. Better go back to the detention centre and tell Mayor the bad news. So a deadline for a lawyer is at 4. And basically, I think she either picks us or someone else. I suppose we'd better examine, see what she can tell us. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? She got the call, which I've got the transcript of, holding on to the piece of evidence which is in that thinker, which we've also got. Got to the office at 9, which is also the time of death. Recently deceased, but if she's not seen anyone exiting the office, then That's difficult. Just don't have any alternative suspects, really. What about your family? I had my sister. Father died when I was very young. I don't know where my mother is. Let's press on the mother. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man, and he ruined our mother's life. After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer, and she left the mountain. Oh, also, I had to become independent or I would lose my powers. Mother's enemy. This is getting weird now. Unusual murder case. Everyone was talking about it apparently. The police were running out of leads and they were getting desperate. The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim. The case was solved, we thought. The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. Oh, there's a surprise. Police consultation with a medium had all been carried out in secret, of course, but a man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud, and the media jumped on it big time. She, my mother, became the laughingstock of the nation. White, okay. 4 PM. Let's defend her. She should really pick us rather than the other way round, but hopefully we've got enough now. We're probably in a better position than random state attorney. This is completely unethical. That seems the most true. Huh. So we've got a couple of people acting suspiciously. Maybe they were together in that hotel room? Oh, flashback to Phoenix. I won't abandon you, you can count on me. That's so kind of you. Right. Right, let's go to trial. Let's see if she wants to listen to the conversation. Right, let's go back to the hotel then and see if we can sneak into that drawer. I believe our guest, Miss May, is currently using the facilities. If you've no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please stay as long as you like. Enjoy! Huh. So there's a message for her. Tell her that Mr. White, who's the mother's enemy of Blue Core, has phoned. Right. Let's see if we can get to this drawer. Wiretap. Wow. Maybe she's a detective herself or something, this woman in the hotel. I wonder if we can examine it and see if there's a recording on it. Right. So that's it for this mission then. So next week, I guess, try and do this on next Friday, about the same time, normally 8-9ish, we will go to trial with this. At which point I will have forgotten almost everything that we've done this week, which is a lot of fun. So let's save that. And we'll do the trial next week, I suppose. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll finish it off next week. What a clip.